Solve the following equation using the quadratic formula. So our first step is to make sure that our quadratic equation is in standard form. That is, the ax squared plus bx plus c equal 0. The next step is to determine which values to use for a, b, and c. So a is the coefficient of the square term. If there's no number there, assume it's a 1. B is the coefficient of the x term. So in this case, it would be negative 14. And c is the number that stands by itself, the constant, negative 24. Now we'll substitute these values into the quadratic formula. That is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So minus b, so minus a negative 14, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 14 squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2a. So 2 times 1. So minus a negative 14 is 14, plus or minus. Now, the contents of this radical, we could do all in one line on the calculator. Just make sure you put the negative 14 in parentheses before you square it. All in one line and then enter. Or we could follow the order of operations. Do the exponents first, so negative 14 squared, that's 196. So minus 4 times 1 times negative 24. All right, so then we multiply. So 196 minus, so that's 4 times a negative, times 1 times a negative 24. It's a minus 96. So it's 196 minus a negative 96, which gives you 196 plus 96. Or 292. All over 2. Now we have to simplify this radical if we can. We have to look to see if there's a perfect square factor that will divide evenly into that 292. So 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. Actually, I'm going to try the 4. So 292 divided by 4 is 73. Now I'll break this down into separate square root factors. So that gives me 14 plus or minus, now the square root of 4 is 2, square root of 73, all over 2. Now notice that the 2 will divide into each term. So I have 14 over 2 plus or minus 2 square root of 73 over 2. So 14 over 2 is 7, plus or minus, the 2's cancel, 2 over 2 cancels, square root of 73. So x equals 7 minus the square root of 73 and 7 plus the square root of 73.